questions.
Sure. You know, this has been tough couple days. As you know, we lost a former student athlete in Pahokee over the weekend. Our thoughts and prayers are with Laura and Aaron, her parents, and her sister Kate. So, just devastating news, and you can only imagine what her family is going through right now. So,
Jose, we've seen this happen in a couple colleges around over the last year or so. What kind of message do you have to deliver to the team just about the situation and trying to?
well, we don't have all the details. We do know the cause of death. So, what led to her taking her life, I'm sure we'll find out in the next week or so, once all the information is gathered. But I know what we provide here to our student athletes in regards to our sports psychology department and our mental health training that our coaches and staff go through, and the resources that we provide our student athletes. But again, we've seen a lot of casualties, unfortunately, for young men and women all across the country, and also affecting athletes at the highest level professionally. So, you can prepare and provide all the resources that you can, but sometimes you don't have answers, right? So, we'll see what kind of answers comes of it. All I can talk about is, she was a wonderful soul, and she was engaged and about to be married in October.
Coach, how hard is it to explain to someone who hasn't coached how close you get to your players?
I can't.
We're also learning in Nina's time on the team, she did experience significant loss. What was it like to coach her through what's probably a really difficult time in her life?
Yeah, she lost her high school sweetheart in Jordan, who had to battle brain cancer, and then everything that her mom's gone through herself. So she's always been a fighter and a warrior, and that's why something like this is so surprising, because she's overcome so much hurt and tragedy. So I think everyone's trying to find answers and look for answers.
Coach, you've never ducked anybody with your non-conference schedule. Another example this year. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Thank you for the transition to basketball from tough conversations and what a lot of people all over the world are dealing with. But yeah, I'm excited. We wouldn't have scheduled the schedule if I didn't think we were going to have a really good team. We got 6 returners, brought in 3 high-profile transfers, and collectively 5 really, really good freshmen. 3 of them that play for their senior national team. So there's a lot of talent in that room, and we'll have to. I'm gonna have a tough job, because there's gonna be some talented guys on this team that aren't gonna play. Can't play 14. So we got 2 guys right now that are coming back from injuries, in Maria Alvarez and Caitlin McGee. We're just figuring out what the timeline is. Today's our first team workout. We're going to have probably 12 of those before our first official day of practice at the end of the month on the 29th. And we got 30 practices in 40 days. But very challenging schedule, and on the road at NC State, Alabama at home, at Texas, at TCU in the Maggie Dixon Classic. We go out to San Diego, and we open up with Ohio State, and we'll either get Arkansas or Oregon. And then over in Gulf Coast, we open up against Georgia Tech, and we could see Michigan and Baylor there as well. But I think this team will be positioned for January, February. We got a lot of opportunities. We're gonna have 2 high-profile closed-door scrimmages that we haven't done any in the last couple of years because of COVID, just to avoid everything. So we're definitely going to be tested.
Coach, first year since COVID, you've been able to actually have a full 12-month program. How nice is that?
Yeah, it's fun. You know, hey, that's the biggest thing here. Yeah, I think, you know, what you do. We're very fortunate every year that we got one of the best programs in the country, and we expect to go to the NCAA tournament. That's expected. So we don't do spring workouts. But what you do in May, June, July, August, you know, is going to show in November, December, January, February. Student athlete wise, staff wise, right? That's what, you know, that's what we try and do as coaches and staffs. How can we get better, right? If you're not getting better in the off season, you know, you're doing a disservice to your staff and a disservice to your team. Now, at the same time, it's very important that players invest to get better individually, so collectively we grow as a group. So I think we had a great off season. Our returners were here all summer. Our 3 transfers came in and they went right to work. And all 5 freshmen played with their national team, so they played basketball at the highest level. So it was good.
So you've had a lot of success finding players all over the world. As you mentioned, you've had several that played in FIBA competitions. Who played? What kind of benefits do you think will come of that over the summer, the experience they got?
Well, Daniela played with the senior national team for Columbia in the Big Central Basket. So you're talking about, you got a young lady her age and she starts on the senior national team for Columbia playing against grown women. You know, you don't get that type of experience. Last summer, Emma Johansson started for Sweden in Eurobasket, the Olympic qualifiers, going playing against WNBA guys. You know, she just turned 19. So she was with her U20 team in Hungary, and then transitioned going right into senior national training camp. Same as Jeanette Arnio from Finland. She was at U20s in Hungary and then went with the Finnish senior national team. The 2 young ladies from Spain, Carla Brito played in the U17 World Cup and then transitioned over to play U18 in Greece right away, and Marina Asensio as well.
What do you see after all that? What do you see when they come to you? Do you see an elevation in their
Yeah,
game?
I mean, these are guys they've gotten an experience playing against the best in the world, you know, and also being challenged every day playing against professional players, you know, during the season. So it's a different mindset, and they're more college ready. I think they're just college ready.
Point guard was 47 the last few years. What's the competition there looking like?
Yeah, well, you got Jeanette Arnio there. You got Ariel Wilson. You got Bella Weary, and you got Marina Asensio. So, you know, 2 of those 4 are going to get a lot of minutes there. You know, we'll probably play Arnio more on the wing, but right now you're looking at one of those 3. Ariel had a great off season. Bella was here all summer as well, and Marina was a starting point guard for the team that won LF2 in Spain. So she's college ready.
Bella, I didn't recognize her when I saw her. How much work did she put in?
Yeah, she's gotten stronger. She's gotten stronger, and she's developed. And you know, it's going to be tough because we can't play 3 of them, can't play 4 of them. So 2 of those guys are going to play. But I'm excited. I'm excited there. The 4 wings. You got Saniki, right? Who's probably the best perimeter player in the league, and probably one of the best in the country. So you got her. You got Sammy from Florida State. You got Priscilla, who came in from Syracuse, and another wing. You can play a variety of people. Arnio there. You can play Brito there as well. The 4 spot. You got Priscilla Williams, Caitlin McGee. You play Daniela down there, you can play Brito, and then at the 5 you got Emma and Dulcie. So we got enough down there.
What's the next step for Elena? You know, obviously she's had such a great career. What's kind of that next step?
I think her range, right? Being more consistent from 3, because right now her mid-range has improved so much, and her getting to the basket, but that's where she really worked to get better in the offseason.
And then with Maria, we kind of feared the worst when she went down last year. Was worried that same knee was hurt just
Right.
as bad as it happened. you know, as you guys kind of evaluated that over the summer, just, what was that process? Was it, it obviously turned out to be a little bit less, or?
Yeah, you remember we gotta be really careful with her right now and not ever think she's gotta get back. You know, again, if she's healthy, she's one of our top 7, 8 guys. But right now, I mean, she's about 5 months post-op, so we're being very careful with her return, you know. So, again, you know, she comes back and she's healthy and she recovers from the second knee injury. You know, we can play Marie on the wing or at the point guard spot as well, you know. But right now, I'm talking about the guys that are gonna be available today and, you know, in practice. And, you know, Caitlin goes back for a follow-up visit middle of September. So we'll see what happens.
Coach, when you're hitting your threes, you're a tough out for anybody. Not only does it score, but you open up passing and driving lanes. How important is that?
Yeah, well, we returned some pretty good shooters. We brought in 2 really good shooters in Sammy and Priscilla that have ACC experience. And the L's off season, and then, you know, the international guys love to shoot the 3, so.
It's in their DNA, right?
Yeah, yeah. Joey.
As you enter, thank you, Coach, for calling. No,
You know, I wanted to call you out. You were in the bullpen there, man. I wanted to check you in the game.
It's like a White House briefing.
It's tough.
As you enter the transfer portal, as all coaches do, and the new world of that, you get players like Sammy and Priscilla, which I believe they were McDonald's All-Americans. So you're bringing in some real quality here. What sort of things have you seen from them specifically that can add and elevate to your program?
Yeah, you know, when those McDonald's All-American lists, there's like 200 of them that put them on their bios, but they both actually played in the game, you know? So there's a difference between being on the McDonald's list and actually playing in the game. Both of them were one of the 24, you know what I mean?
Speak about each of them, what skill sets they bring.
I mean, here's the thing, both of them are a little different. I think, you know, one thing that Sammy came in, just not being labeled as a shooter, right? Creating off the bounce, getting to the rim, creating for other people, you know. Priscilla hasn't played in a year, so this is a kid that's 6'2", 6'3", that can shoot the 3 from deep and put it on the floor. But weight room's gonna be really important for her, getting stronger and being a little bit more physical. But those guys are just built different, you know what I mean? So I'm sure Coach Scott's really happy that he's got some guys that have come in transfer-wise that are just built different, you know? So they're both gonna be an immediate impact for us.
And the word chemistry, it probably gets used more in basketball than any other sport as you get new guys in. What's been your observation?
Yeah, you can have all the talent in the world, Joey, but if you don't win in the locker room first, and that locker room's not great, you know, best teams are player-led too. So, and people understanding their roles. It's gonna be difficult with 14 really talented kids, because you can't play 14. So, and that's what we talked about yesterday. We had our first team meeting, and we'll have 14 workouts this week.
Okay, we good?
All right, we're good?
Thanks,
All right.